Pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 53, paragraph 1, where senators which provides that senators can seek for statements from various standing committees of the Senate. This afternoon, the Senator for Kakamega County, Dr. Bonnie Halwale, will seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget regarding the purchase and disposal of motor vehicles by the county government of Kakamega. The Senator for Busia County, Senator Andrew Omtata Okoiti, will also seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources regarding the delay in compensating landowners who were affected by the construction of a Ginger Bumala Road project. Compensation for landowners who were affected by the construction of a Ginger Bumala Road project. Pursuant to provisions of the same Standing Order 53, paragraph 1, the Senator for Nandi County, Samson Cherarkei, will also seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism concerning the impact of the 10% tariff imposed on Kenyan exports by the United States of America, that is the U.S. government. The statement will be with regards to the impact of the 10% tariff imposed on Kenyan exports by the United States of America government. So these are statements that this afternoon, or these are concerns that this afternoon, as members of the Senate convene for this plenary sitting, will be forwarded to the various or the relevant standing committees. If you're just joining us, is that the House is about to commence its business. 2:30 is the time allocated for this sitting. Already a number of members have made their way into the chambers. We're expecting to see more members in a short while. Also, we expect to see the procession of the Speaker also making its way into the chambers. Once the procession of the Speaker gets into the chambers and the prayer is said and chair taken, if the members will have collated, or if the House will have collated, then the business of the day will commence without any delays. However, if the quorum will not have been raised by then the quorum bell will be rung. This is as provided for in the House Standing Orders, at least to give some room or an allowance for the members who may be within the precincts of Parliament but have not yet gotten to the chambers to at least hasten their steps and get to the chambers to join the rest of the members. In transacting the business that has been lined up for consideration this afternoon. The motion on the report of the 14th ordinary session of the plenary assembly and related meetings of the Forum of Parliaments of the International Conference of the Great Lakes region that was held in Livingstone, Zambia from the 15th to the 19th of April, the year 2024, is a report that is currently under consideration on the floor of the House. This report was laid on the table of the Senate on the Thursday of 30th May, the year 2024, and debate on this particular report has been on. This afternoon, this business will be resuming after it was interrupted on Wednesday, the 16th of April. That is yesterday during the morning sitting. Also, the members will be considering the report of the Senate delegation to the High-Level Political Forum 2024 on Sustainable Development. This is a motion that is moved by the nominated Senator Hamida Kibwana. And this is a report that was laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, the 20th of February, the year 2025. This is a forum that was held in the New York, United States of America from the 8th to the 17th of July, the year 2024. And of course, business on this particular motion will be a resumption of a debate that was interrupted on the 16th of April 2025, still during the morning sitting. The Senate is about to commence its business, lined up for consideration this afternoon. However, the procession of the Speaker is also yet to make its way into the chamber. Already, members have made their way into the chambers. The time allocated for the sitting is 2:30. Now it's 5 minutes into past 2:30. So in any minute from now, we should be expecting to see the Speaker's procession make its way into the chamber. And once that is done, then the business will commence. You will recall that the Senate has also been considering the bill on the provision of sanitary towels, a bill originating from the Senate, Bill number 7 of 2024, sponsored by Senator Gloria Oroba, a bill that is at its second reading stage. And this is a bill whose debate has been done conclusively on the floor of the House. This is a bill that seeks to provide for the provision of quality, free, and sufficient sanitary towels in all public institutions. The Speaker of the Senate, at the entrance of the chambers, as you've seen, has made his way into the chambers. Honorable Amason Jeffa Kingi, he will be presiding over this afternoon sitting. Good afternoon.
Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu, twakusihi ututazame kwa neema nyingi na baraka, sisi watumishi wako ambao mmeridhika kutuitwa kwa nyadhifa za uongozi katika jamhuri hii yetu. Twakuomba utuwajalie tuyatende na kufikia mambo yote yatakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu na wale ambao haja zao umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. Clerk, do we have quorum? Sergeant at Arms, kindly ring the quorum bell for 10 minutes.
The prayer has been said and the chair taken. However, the House has not quorated, and therefore that quorum bell is on for the members who may not have made their way to the chambers yet to hasten their steps and get to the chambers. At least 15 senators, as provided for in the House Standing Order number 39, shall be in the chambers during the commencement of House business. If that is not present, pursuant to provisions of Standing Order number 40, after the prayer is said and the chair taken, then that will necessitate that quorum bell. And that is currently what is happening. Of course, we can see members inside the chambers, but the number has not reached the 15 as it should. So we are expecting just a few more members to make their way into the chambers. I've just seen the majority whip, Honorable Boni Halwale. He is coming back. I thought he was maybe going out to try and whip more members, but he has just walked back into the chambers. I hope that the quorum is almost to be achieved. Once that is attained, then I will, without any further delay, hand this business back to the House. This afternoon also, the members will be adjourning for a short recess. After the business of this afternoon, the motion on adjournment of the Senate will be moved by the Senate Majority Leader, Honorable Aaron Cheriot, to guide the House that the Senate will be adjourning for a short recess until Tuesday, 6th of May, the year 2025. And of course, this is a motion that will come at the end of the business that is lined up for consideration this afternoon.
Order, honorable senators, we do have quorum now. Clerk, can you proceed to call the first order? Senator Mohamed Chute, Senator Seki, and the Senator Fernandi.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
The Senate Majority Leader. So call the next order, then we'll come back to it. The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Energy.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, 17th April 2025. The report of the Standing Committee on Energy on county oversight and networking engagements in Wajir County. Mr. Speaker, I lay.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
Statements pursuant to Standing Order 53-1. The Senator for Kakamega County, the Honorable Dr. Boni Halwale.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on a matter of countrywide concern regarding the purchase and disposal of motor vehicles by the county government of Kakamega. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, give a comprehensive list of all motor vehicles purchased by the county government of Kakamega from 2014 to date, indicating the make and model of each vehicle, its registration number, date of purchase, and the total amount that was paid for it. 2, the number of vehicles that have since been retired and disposed of, including reasons for the retirement, indicating the make and model and the year of disposal and the initial purchase value, as well as the amount realized from such a disposal. 3, documentary evidence showing that the proceeds from the disposal of these motor vehicles were duly banked into the County Revenue Fund account in accordance with the Public Finance Act. And 4, Mr. Speaker, give a detailed account of whether the disposal of the above vehicles was done in line with the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act of 2015, including the names of the successful bidders. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator for Busia County, the Honorable Omtata.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the occasion. And for general information, I'm a senator from Busia County. I'm not a senator of Busia County. Busia County, my oath did not involve Busia County. It involved the Republic. So I'm rightly addressed as a senator from Busia County, not for Busia County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a matter of inter-county concern regarding the delay in compensating owners of land.
What is the point of order, Senator for Kakamega?
Mr. Speaker, you are consulting. When the senator for Busia started speaking, he has denied that he's not the senator for Busia and made a lot of statements about it. Understanding Order 105, what is he talking about?
Senator Omtata, are you the senator for Busia or not?
I'm the senator from Busia, not for Busia. I'm a senator of the Republic of Kenya from Busia. This is a national house.
Okay.
It's a parliament of Kenya, it's not a parliament of Busia. So I'm elected by people of Busia to sit in the national parliament. Therefore, the English is that I'm a senator from Busia, not for Busia.
So you are the senator elected by the people of Busia for the Republic of Kenya?
Yes.
Is that the title you'd want to be known for?
Yes. That's why,
Okay.
that's why I'm able to go to Isiolo and I demand accountability.
Okay.
It's English.
So Honorable Senator Omtata,
Yes, sir.
who've been elected by the people of Busia
Yes.
to represent the Republic of Kenya in the Senate.
Yes.
May you proceed to seek your statement.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant, and by the way, that applies to all senators and to all assemblymen.
Just proceed, Senator Omtata. We have concluded that.
Thank you. Thank you, the senator from Nandi. Thank you. And the senator of the Republic of Kenya from Kakamega. Thank you. Not of Kakamega. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53, Clause 1, to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a matter of inter-county concern regarding the delay in compensating owners of land whose parcels were compulsorily acquired for the Ejinja Bumala Road project in Busia and Kakamega counties. Mr. Speaker, sir, the National Land Commission In its response to my request for information on the delay in compensating project-affected persons, brackets PAPs, in the Ejinja-Bumala Road project, cited lack of funds, lack of requisite documentation, and an unending succession processes as the reasons for the delay. In this regard, I request the committee to address the following. 1, the details of the 536 PAPs who have already been compensated so far, including the respective compensation amounts. 2, the failure by the Ministry of Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development to forward to the National Land Commission valuation reports, award letters, statements of acceptance, and other documentation in their custody, which are necessary to facilitate the conclusion of the evaluation of claims. 3, the reasons for the delay by the Kenya National Highways Authority, that's KENA, to fully remit to the National Land Commission compensation funds for the Ejinja-Bumala Road project, and the timelines for remittance of the outstanding balance. 4, the actions being taken by KENA as the acquiring entity and other government agencies to facilitate prompt conclusion of succession processes affecting the acquired land to pave way for compensation. And 5, proposed actions to ensure prompt compensation of the 635 remaining PAPs, including whether KENA could approve reallocation of undisbursed compensation funds at NLC to pay the PAPs that are payable. Dated 15th April 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator Fernandi, the Honorable Charanke.
Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, I would also want to be referred Senator from Nandi, but the Senator of the Republic of Kenya in the National Parliament. Mr. Speaker, sir, so that some people don't fight us, especially when we oversight other counties like Taita or Trans Nzoia, because we are the senators of the Republic of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, I request for a statement on the impact of the tariff imposed on Kenyan exports by the United States of America, USA. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization, and Tourism on a matter of national concern regarding the impact of 10% tariff imposed on Kenyan exports by United States of America, led by His Excellency Donald Trump. Mr. Speaker, in the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the projected impact of the newly imposed tariffs by United States government on tea, coffee, horticulture, textile, and other sectors that are largely contribute to Kenya's exports to the U.S., as well as the overall impact on the national economy of the Republic of Kenya. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, sir, the measures in place to cushion farmers and traders in the affected sectors, including whether the government has sought and found alternative markets for the affected Kenyan products and produce by our farmers and trade men and women. So, Speaker, number 3, the efforts by the government of Kenya to negotiate a review or even scrapping of the 10% tariff of the Kenyan products and produce by the United States of America government under Donald Trump administration. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, sir, the last one, the progress made in negotiating a free trade agreement between Kenya and the United States of America in view of the expiry of the African Growth and Opportunity Act, or AGOA. And I know Senator Onyonga was Assistant Minister then, program in September 2025. Mr. Speaker, my second statement is request for a statement on the status of Kenya's digital land registration system and concerns over fraudulent title deeds. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a matter of national concern regarding the status of Kenya's digital land registration system and concerns over fraudulent title deeds across the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, a recent report from United States of America Trade Representative, USTR, has raised serious concerns regarding Kenya's land administration system. The report specifically highlights the proliferation of fake title deeds as a significant barrier to investment, shining a harsh spotlight on the integrity and reliability of our land registration processes. According to the United States Trade Representative, these fraudulent land ownership documents have emerged as a major obstacle in Kenya's ongoing efforts to attract international investors. Mr. Speaker, and the Senator should listen to this statement very carefully. This underscores the urgent need to strengthen and expedite the implementation.
Senator for Migori, Senator for Kilifi, Senator for Taita Taveta. Take your seat, please, and let the Honourable Senator for Nandi Bihari silence. You may proceed, Honourable Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for that indulgence. I don't take it lightly, so that they can reason. This is a very serious matter that should worry the country.
Just proceed with your statement, Honourable Senator, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This underscores the need to strengthen and expedite the implementation of a secure, transparent, and fully functional digital land registration system, which is critical to restoring investor confidence and safeguarding property rights in the Republic. Mr. Speaker, sir, with your indulgence in this regard, I request the committee to address the following. 1, a framework outlining the process for the renewal or revalidation of existing title deeds under the Digital Land Registration System, DLRS, including safeguards to ensure legitimate land owners are not disenfranchised. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, sir, measures in place to prevent the migration of fraudulent, duplicated, or disputed title deeds under the Digital Land Registration System, and the criteria used to verify historical records, including how the digital system is addressing and resolve historical land ownership, disputes overlapping title deeds, and legacy land historical injustices during the digitization process. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, so the committee should give us the number of counties fully on board on the Digital Land Registration System platform and the key operational, technical, legal, and financial challenges affecting the nationwide rollout in the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, number 4, information on the data security protocols, audit trails, system integrity checks instituted to ensure accuracy, transparency, and accountability within the digital land registration systems, DLRS, outlining the role of county governments and land offices in the implementation and management of the digital land registration systems, including coordination mechanisms within the national government. Mr. Speaker, sir, finally, the measures taken to ensure equitable access to the digital platform for users in rural and marginalized areas such as coastal region, among other areas in this republic, including the infrastructure support, user training, and public awareness initiative in the country. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator Abbas.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Education and Matters of National Concern regarding the continued placement of students to the Kenya Medical College Training KMTC by the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Services COOPS and the exclusion of qualified students from diploma medical programs. Honorable Speaker, the issue has affected thousands of aspiring students from across the country, many of whom hail from marginalized regions and are eager to serve in Kenya health sector. However, the rigid and exclusionary placement criteria used by COOPs raise concerns regarding fairness and equity, alignment with the national healthcare workforce needs. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the framework under which COOPs continue to place students KMTC despite a court order of 24th July 2018 in petition number 3 of 2016, which declared such placements null and void and directed the KMTC should manage its own admissions independently. Two, the rationale behind the exclusion of students who score a mean grade of C+ and above from pursuing diploma medical courses at KMTC even after explicitly applying for them, and provide data on the number of such students affected over the past 3 years, 3 placement cycles. 3, the justification for placing such students in unrelated degrees programs they did not apply for after they had been declared ineligible for medical degrees placements. 4, measures being taken by the government to ensure that student preferences are respected and that the placement policies do not unjustly limit access to healthcare and training opportunities. 5, KMTC institutional capacity and legal autonomy to resume direct admissions to its programs as directed by the courts. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Onyonka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Education on a matter of national concern regarding the promotion of 25,252 teachers by the Teacher Service Commission on the 2nd of April 2025. In the statement, Mr. Speaker, the committee should address the following issues: the criteria that was used and the methodology by the Teacher Service Commission in selecting teachers for promotion across different counties, and whether these criteria upheld the principles of merit, equity, and inclusivity. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, whether long-serving teachers with higher academic qualifications and graduations were either bypassed, while younger teachers with fewer qualifications and years of experience were promoted during the exercise, and if so, the justification for the same. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, the rationale behind the distribution model used, particularly with regard to counties which are densely populated but received fewer promotions. Number 4, whether a grievance redress and appeal mechanism was put in place for the teachers who felt aggrieved by this promotion process, and how many complaints the TSC has received and how many they have resolved up to date. Mr. Speaker, number 5, what measures are being implemented by the TSC to promote transparency, accountability, to address the long-standing cases of career stagnation of our teachers? Mr. Speaker, my statement, second one, is a request for a statement of kidney transplant operations at the Medihill Hospital in Eldoret. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on a matter of national concern regarding the irregularities involved human organ transplant at Medihill Hospital in Eldoret. In the statement, Mr. Speaker, the committee should address the following issues. Number 1, whether the Ministry of Health has received and reviewed the report by the Kenya Blood Transfusion and Transplant Service, KBTTS, regarding flagged irregularities involving 372 kidney transplants conducted at Medihill Fertility and Transplant Center in Eldoret since 2018. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, whether which protocols were used to verify donor-recipient relationships, consent procedures involving foreign recipients, and the involvement of foreign doctors and donors with no familial ties to recipients, and compliance with transplant eligibility criteria in licensed medical facilities. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, the role of the Ministry of Health in ensuring that transplant centers had met ethical, clinical, and legal requirements, and an indication that the process that there is a process available for routine audits, compliance, and enforcement actions. Number 4, Mr. Speaker, what is the licensing status of Medihill Hospital as a transplant center, and whether any investigations or reviews were done or any are underway to assess the compliance with the national health regulations. Number 5, the extent to which online platforms may be facilitating whether the ministry is aware that there could be online platforms that may be facilitating the illegal sale of human organs, including kidneys, and the ministry's response to these concerns. And finally, Mr. Speaker, the last point would be, what steps is the Ministry of Health taking to strengthen the oversight of organ transplant services and to seal any loopholes observed in the system across all health facilities in our republic to enhance public trust in the transplant system as it is currently? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Chute.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I have a statement on equity in employment and workforce diversity in public, technical, and vocational education and training TVET institutions. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Cohesion, Equal Opportunity, and Regional Integration on a matter of national concern regarding equity in employment and workforce diversity in public, technical, and vocational education and training TVET institutions. In the statement, the committee should address the following. Number 1, the total number of employees in each public TVET institutions in Kenya, disaggregated by counties of birth, gender, and job cadre. Number 2, the number of employees recruited in each TVET institutions from 2022 to date, the positions advertised and filled within the same period, the qualification, recruitment for the advertised positions, and recruitment process followed in each recruitment exercise. Number 3, the manner in which the principles of inclusivity, diversity, and equal opportunity have been observed during the recruitment and placement and promotion of employees in TVET institutions. Number 4, the policies and guidelines in place to ensure equitable employment in TVET institutions, including the status of implementation of the policies and guidelines across the institutions. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Fernandi, you've made your statement on title deeds. Senator Edwin Sifuna.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I have a statement to make on the Kenya Lionesses rugby team's victory in the HSBC Challenger Series. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 52.1 to make a statement on a matter of general topical concern, namely the remarkable victory by the Kenya Women's Sevens rugby team, fondly known as the Kenya Lionesses, in the World Rugby HSBC Challenger 2025 series. At the conclusion of the series in Krakow, Poland on Saturday, 12th April 2025, the Lionesses stood firmly at the top of the 12-team rankings after a commanding and resilient campaign. With this victory, they have secured their place in the HSBC Challenger playoffs set for the first weekend of May 2025 in Los Angeles, USA. Mr. Speaker, sir, In March last year, I rose in this House under the same standing order to lament the deplorable treatment of the Lionesses by our sports authorities following their exclusion from the Africa Games in Accra, Ghana. Just 1 year later, through sheer determination, grit, and belief, this same team, under the leadership of Coach Dennis Mwanja, who I'm very proud to call my schoolmate, has quietly and effectively silenced the doubters by delivering results on the global stage. Their resurgence should signal to us all that with deliberate investment and support, not just rugby, but Kenyan sports as a whole can thrive. Mr. Speaker, sir, as the team heads to Los Angeles for the playoffs on the 3rd and 4th May 2025, they'll be pursuing the coveted co-status in the HSBC World Rugby Sevens circuit. For those of us who have followed their journey, this is more than just a sporting ambition. It is actually, Mr. Speaker, a national dream. Based on their dominant performances, there is every reason to believe they are ready to take this next step. However, we must not be complacent. The players, the technical team have done their part with great professionalism and commitment. It is now the country's turn to reciprocate with resolute and tangible support. Mr. Speaker, sir, as a committed supporter of the Kenya Lionesses, I take this opportunity to rally national support for the team ahead of their upcoming playoffs. I urge the Kenya Rugby Union, the Ministry of Sports, corporate sponsors, and the general public to step up and invest in this team. The unfortunate tendency to favor foreign teams stems from deep-seated frustration with mismanagement and internal wrangles in local sports federations. I firmly believe that the success of the Lionesses can serve as a launchpad for a wider sports renaissance in Kenya. Mr. Speaker, sir, as a senator of Nairobi, our nation's capital, where youth unemployment remains a pressing crisis, I am constantly reminded of the urgent need to develop sports as an alternative source of employment and opportunity. But for this to happen, we need the national government, county governments, federations, and unions to do better. The Lionesses have given us a blueprint. A small team, working quietly with focus and unity, can achieve greatness without fanfare. We are a sports-loving nation. However, what we lack are the systems to nurture and elevate our talent, and the time to act is now. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to congratulate Coach Dennis Mwanja, the players, and the entire support staff of the Kenya Lionesses for their brilliant performances. I reaffirm my personal commitment to support them however I can. Should they secure co-status in Los Angeles, I am confident their visibility will grow and the deserved support will follow. I am immensely proud to be associated with this team. These Lionesses, Mr. Speaker, are the pride of Kenya. They are going places, and we shall be here to cheer them all the way. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Chute.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is a statement on the recognition and honor of the brave individuals who tragically lost their lives in the plane crash of 10th April 2006. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 52.1 to make a statement on a matter of national concern, namely the recognition and honor of the brave individuals who tragically lost their lives in the Kenya Air Force Harbin Y-12. This is an aircraft from China, and the incident happened on 10th April 2006. The aircraft, which departed Nairobi for Marsabit, was carrying a delegation on a critical peace-building mission. Mr. Speaker, let me begin by extending my deepest sympathies to the families, friends, and colleagues of the departed. Though the years have passed, the weight of the loss continues to be deeply felt across the nation. On that day, Kenya lost committed leaders and public servants who had dedicated themselves to the cause of peace and national unity. Mr. Speaker, sir, just last week, we marked the anniversary of this national tragedy, a solemn reminder of the sacrifice made by those on board that ill-fated flight. We remember with profound respect the lives of Honorable Mirugi Kariuki, then Assistant Minister for Internal Security, Hon Titus Ngoyoni, then Assistant Minister for Regional Development, as well as Honorable Dr. Bonaya Godana, MP for Abdi Sasura, MP for Saku. Other lives were also lost in this national tragedy, including the then Moyale District Commissioner Peter Kingola, Lieutenant General retired Abdullahi Adan, who was an MP in East African Legislative Assembly, a reverend of the Anglican Church, Bishop William Wako, 2 police officers, the provincial intelligence officer, an undersecretary in the office of the president, and 2 Kenya Air Force pilots. Honorable Speaker, these individuals were patriots, each of them committed to building a more peaceful and unified Kenya. They died while pursuing that noble mission en route to Marsabit, where they hoped to help mediate and reconcile communities torn by conflict. Their dedication to public service and their courage in the face of national challenges deserve our highest recognition. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is imperative that this House ensures their legacy is preserved. We must uphold the values they stood for, which is peace, justice, unity, and equal inclusion of all regions in our national development. Let us also not merely remember these people as men and women in words, but also honor them through deliberate action and institutions' memory. May their courage serve a constant reminder that the call to deserve often comes with great sacrifice, and that their ultimate sacrifice must not be in vain. Also, may their soul rest in eternal peace, and may their sacrifice never be forgotten. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Boni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order number 52-1 to make a statement on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the deepening personnel and physical crisis within the county government of Kakamega. This crisis, if left unchecked, threatens not only the welfare and morale of county workers, but also the overall stability of service delivery and public trust in the county's governance systems. Mr. Speaker, it has come to my attention that throughout the entire calendar of the year 2024, the county government of Kakamega deducted statutory pension contributions from its employees, but failed to remit the said deductions to the county pensions fund. This non-remittance has led thousands of county employees left in an extremely precarious financial situation, risking their long-term savings and retirement security. In addition to the pensions, the county government also failed to remit other critical statutory deductions, including, Mr. Speaker, those related to bank loan repayments, cooperative society contributions, and medical cover premiums. These omissions have led to penalties being imposed on our workers in Kakamega, some being blacklisted by credit reference bureaus, others being suspended of essential services, such as health insurance, and others faced with legal threats from financial institutions. County personnel are now facing immense personal and financial stress while continuing to serve under very difficult circumstances. Mr. Speaker, the dossier presented in my office indicates that despite routine deductions being reflected in employees' payslips, no transfers were made to the relevant third-party institutions. These include banks, insurance providers, cooperative societies, and pension schemes. It is deeply regrettable and alarming that even salary increments approved for the year 2023-24 financial year were not honored, and that certain cadres, such as early childhood development education teachers, health workers, and enforcement officers, were most affected. This trend points to systemic financial mismanagement by the governor and lack of accountability in the county's payroll systems. Honorable Speaker, sir, the consequences of these failures are dire. Staff morale has plummeted with widespread reports of delayed promotions, arbitrary changes in job designations, and lack of adherence to law that concern labor governing public service. Many health workers have reportedly relocated due to non-payment or underpayment, compromising service delivery in critical sectors like public health and sanitation. Moreover, the county's inability to meet its obligations and objectives to the Kenya Revenue Authority and the Local Authorities Provident Fund, LAP Fund, exposes it to legal penalties and disqualifies it from accessing critical financial incentives. Of even greater concern, Mr. Speaker, is that these breaches are occurring despite the County Assembly of Kakamega having passed all the necessary budgetary allocations to facilitate payments. The question that must now be answered is, where did the money go? The absence of the transparency in the handling of county finances has triggered justified fears of misappropriation, if not outright embezzlement of public funds. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm aware that a formal memorandum has since been submitted to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission detailing these malpractices. The memorandum includes documentary evidence outlining how these irregularities have persisted despite protests and formal notifications. The impunity with which public funds and workers' contributions have been handled in Kakamega cannot and should not be allowed to continue. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is on this basis that I call upon this House to stand with the people and workers of Kakamega County, and I urge relevant investigative bodies, particularly the EACC, to move with speed to establish the circumstances surrounding these violations, identify those responsible, and recommend immediate remedial actions. Furthermore, I call upon the Senate Committee on Finance and Budget to institute a targeted audit of the county's payroll and statutory remittances for the financial year 2023 and 2024. The finding must guide urgent reforms to protect the welfare of county staff and uphold physical discipline. Let this, Mr. Speaker, be a reminder to all county governments across the Republic that public trust is not a privilege to be abused. it is a responsibility to be safeguarded at all times, and the lives and livelihoods of public servants are not a collateral damage for political mismanagement or financial misconduct. Mr. Speaker, I thank you and hereby table the detailed memorandum that I received on the 18th of March 2025 that contains damaging allegations that, Mr. Speaker, speak to actual individuals and actual breaches going as high, Mr. Speaker, as corruption of the ESCC by the county government of Kakamega and high levels in the judiciary involving judges. I table.
Senator Maruma. Your statement is under 53-1. Yes. You may proceed.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity to request for a statement on the deaths of arrested persons and inmates under state custody across the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on a matter of national concern regarding the deaths of arrested persons and inmates under state custody across the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, my attention has been drawn to a particularly disturbing incident involving the unexplained death of Mr. Sylvester Mwangoji, popularly known as Mwangoji Wameeliza, while in custody at Weruga Police Post in Wundanyi Sub-County, Taita Taveta County, between the 11th and 12th of April 2025, following his arrest by the police. This case is not isolated and points to a worrying trend that raises critical questions about safety, treatment, and the rights of arrested persons under the custody of the state. It is deeply troubling that such deaths occur without prompt accountability, thorough investigations, or adequate reporting mechanisms. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, whether the National Police Service and the Kenya Prison Service maintain an updated and publicly accessible register of all arrested persons and inmates who have died while in custody, and if so, provide a comprehensive list of these deaths from 2022 to date, including names, dates, places of deaths, causes of death, and the status of investigations or inquests conducted. 2, the deaths of inmates directly linked to actions or negligence by police officers, prison wardens, or other law enforcement personnel, and the disciplinary, administrative, or legal actions taken against officers found culpable. 3, the adequacy of the legal and institutional mechanisms that currently exist to safeguard the rights and welfare of arrested and detained persons in detention facilities. The independent bodies mandated to investigate these deaths and whether the findings of such investigations are made public. And lastly, the mechanism in place for the handling of bodies of persons who die while in police custody, including whether an autopsy is conducted in the presence of families of the deceased persons, and the modalities of releasing bodies for burial. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, honorable senators, before I allow comments on these statements, I will allow the following to table their papers. The Chairperson Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations. That will be followed by the Chair, Standing Committee on Finance and Budget, and then Chair, Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, 17th April 2025. Progress report of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on the operational and leadership crisis affecting the County Assembly of Anyumera. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, 17th of April 2025, report of the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on the fourth basis for allocation of the share of national revenue among counties. I beg to lay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, 17th of April 2025. Report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on the Environmental Laws Amendment Bill 2024, Senate Bills number 23 of 2024.
Now we will go back to do comments on the statements that have been sought. But before that, I will allow Senator Faki he has a statement to make. Proceed, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I stand pursuant to Standing Order number 52.1 of the Senate Standing Orders to make a statement on a matter of a county-wide concern, namely the state of service delivery in Mombasa County. Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to Article 96 of the Constitution of Kenya, 2010, the Senate is mandated with representation, legislation, and oversight duties. The representation and legislation roles are undertaken in the Senate, while the oversight role is undertaken both at the Senate level and grassroots level by county assemblies. It is this oversight function that I seek to address in this statement. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Senate, through the Parliamentary Service Commission, has facilitated senators to undertake oversight functions in their respective counties. Although there were teething problems initially, this important function took off in January this year. In my county, I appointed a committee of 11 members in each of the 30 wards in Mombasa County. The 11 members of the Ward Oversight Committee were elected competitively in an open process at the respective wards. I also appointed a manager and oversight coordinator at the county level to coordinate the oversight process. During the January recess, together with the ward committees, I undertook a county-wide tour of the projects and facilities belonging to the county government of Mombasa. This visit took 60 days, with each day reserved for a sub-county, where we visited 5 wards, with the exception of Kisauni sub-county, where we covered 7 wards, and Jomvu sub-county, where we covered 3 wards. Mr. Speaker, sir, upon conclusion of the tour, the Oversight Committee, together with my office, retreated and prepared an interim report, which was shared with the Governor at his own invitation. We shared the interim report with the Governor in the presence of his Executive Committee, the Public Service Board, and County Secretary. Although the Governor undertook to respond to the issues in the report by 14th of April, no response had been received. We have no response was received from the County Government of Mombasa. Mr. Speaker, sir, during the tour, we held public forums in every sub-county. We visited 30 health facilities, including the Coast General Teaching and Referral Hospital. We also visited social halls, markets, fire stations, stadia, including the Mombasa Municipal Stadium, which is now named Mombasa Sports Complex. We have also visited early childhood development centers, facilities owned by the County Government of Mombasa. We also had candid discussions with the medical personnel, market masters, and other county employees. We saw firsthand the problems encountered by the county staff in the execution of their duties. They shared a number of challenges that they face in their day-to-day work within the county. Mr. Speaker, sir, we thereafter prepared our final report with the input from the Auditor General's reports, the control of budget reports, the county integrated development plans, CIDPs, and the annual development plans. The report is a collection of our personal observation and the existing reports by the different officers involved in county oversight. We also had an engagement with the civil society organizations, CSOs, operating within Mombasa County, and they gave valuable comments which we have taken on board in the report. Mr. Speaker, sir, the findings in the report may be at variance with the Auditor General's reports, and I wish to state that the Auditor General was given a copy of the interim report for her comments, but none were received. Mr. Speaker, sir, I do not wish to go into detailed findings in the report. Suffice to say that as senators, we need to do more on our oversight role. We need to mobilize our people to take keen interest in functions and programs of our county governments. As the guardians of devolution, we need to take a leading role in this. We should fight misuse of county resources the same way we fight intrusion into devolution functions, so that devolution can attain its stated goals and objectives. It is, Mr. Speaker, sir, it is the first time the senators have taken this oversight function through individual senators, and we may not have a precedent to guide us. However, this could be a case study, and we could build on this as we chart our devolution course. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to thank the Parliamentary Service Commission for availing these funds for the oversight function. Although the amount is little compared to the work that needs to be done, I believe we can build on it. I also want to thank Mr. Ibrahim Hamis Babangida, who is the chair of the Oversight Committee, and all the members for the good work and sacrifice they made. We have set a standard that could be replicated in the whole country. I thank also my office staff for the work and support extended to the Oversight Committee. Mr. Speaker, sir, I finally wish to lay a copy of this report on the table of the Senate. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Now we'll move to comments on these statements for a period for not more than 20 minutes. Honorable Senators, if you have the opportunity to speak, keep it under 3 minutes. Well, there is another statement here under Standing Order 52-1 by Senator Olekina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 52-1, I rise to make a statement on the need to institutionalize strategic foresight and anticipatory governance in the Senate of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, sir, we live in a time of accelerated change defined by interconnected global crises, rapid demographic shifts, disruptive technologies, as well as climate and environmental volatility that threaten both our livelihood and legacy. In this regard, parliaments must not now only legislate for the present, but also design policies with the future in mind. Strategic foresight is a forward-looking, long-term approach to policy making that enables institutions to anticipate emerging trends, risks, and opportunities, and to adopt more resilient, inclusive, and sustainable legislation. Anticipatory governance, Mr. Speaker, on the other hand, refers to the integration of foresight into institutional decision-making process, ensuring that laws and oversight functions serve not only the current generation, but also the generation to come. In recognition of the strategic importance of foresight in governance, I champion the establishment of the bipartisan Senate Future Caucus, which was born out of a collective recognition that governance must evolve beyond immediate concerns and short-term decision-making. We need a forward-thinking, proactive, and anticipatory approach to our governance that ensure Kenya remain resilient, adaptable, and competitive in the ever-changing global landscape. The work of this caucus is to ensure that our policies and needs today do not compromise the prosperities of Kenya's future generations. Mr. Speaker, sir, a sobering reminder of the consequences of legislations without foresight is the recent nationwide protest of June 25th, 2024. This young-led movement was not a spontaneous outburst, but a culmination of systemic neglect of youth, voices economic pressures, and a deep disconnect between government policies and public sentiments towards the system. Had the government institutionalized mechanism for meaningful public participation and scenarios planning, we might have detected the signs earlier and acted before frustration turned into protest. Had we considered long-term thinking in our legislation proposals, perhaps we may have turned our appetite for unsustainable debt that has now pushed our tax Kenyans heavily to meet our obligation. Mr. Speaker, sir, as chair of the Senate Future Caucus, I'm proud to be spearheading future thinking within this House. The caucus has this past weekend held an impactful induction strategic foresight retreat in the Great Masai Mara Game Reserve, where we laid the groundwork for institutionalizing a culture of anticipatory governance thinking in the Senate of Kenya. The retreat brought together members of the Senate Future Caucus, including myself, the chairperson, Senator Professor Margaret Kamar, Senator Karungu Thangwa, Senator Hamida Kibwana, Senator Crystal Asige, Senator Gatayo Mofaya, and Senator Wakili Hilary Sigei. Other members of the Future Caucus, Senator Moses Juang, Senator Abdul Haji, Senator Richard Onyonga, Senator William Kisang, Senator Kidhuri Murungu, Senator Abbas Sheikh, Senator Professor Tom Ojenda, Senator Captain Ali Roba, Senator Beatrice Akinyi, Senator Eddie Gisheru, Senator Edwin Sifuna, Senator Mohamed Chute, and Senator Wamatinga Mohammed. Nonetheless, sorry, I beg, Wamatinga Wahome, not Mohammed. Nonetheless, there's still a lot of work required to establish a formal legislative framework for foresight while ensuring institutional commitment and accountability. Across the world, parliaments such as Finland, Uruguay, and Philippines have embedded futures thinking into the legislative architecture. These legislatures have equipped their institutions with foresight tools, conducting scenarios planning, and engaging experts and citizens in shaping long-term agendas. Legislatures that have embraced foresights don't just react to crises, they anticipate them. They don't just manage problems, they create opportunities through their legislative proposal. They can better allocate resources, understand the long-term impact of laws, and ensure that legislation is robust enough to withstand the test of time. In this regard, Mr. Speaker, Kenya must not be left behind. The Senate, as the upper house of Parliament, must lead the way in innovating our approach to governance and ensuring Kenya takes the lead on the continent in institutionalizing foresight. In fact, Mr. Speaker, I attended a highly acclaimed UN Summit of the Future, which took place last year in September, and heads of states from all around the world were in attendance and made commitment to safeguard the interest of future generations. During the summit, Mr. Speaker, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, pledged to embed foresight across all levels of government. This is an important commitment to which we must hold him accountable. Mr. Speaker, I take this opportunity to applaud the senators who participated for their forward-looking leadership and commend our partners, the School of International Futures, the Westminster Foundation for Democracy, and Longview consult, notably, Dr. Ketindi Sivi, for their steadfast commitment to capacity building and global best practices. I also thank the Senate Liaison Office for logistically and institutional support. Mr. Speaker, the lack of structured approach to foresight, however, risks us passing legislation that may become obsolete in the short term and failing in our duty to protect future generations. We may overlook warning signs that could protect our economy, environment, and our people. Ultimately, we risk governing reactively instead of proactively. I therefore propose the following concrete steps to embed foresight and anticipatory governance in the Senate. Number one, amendment of the Senate standing orders to formally recognize foresight as a core component of legislative process. Number two, capacity building of all Senate committee through technical training in foresight methodologies, including horizon scanning system thinking, and scenarios development. Number three, strengthening the Senate Future Caucus with adequate technical support to research and coordinate foresight approach across committees. Number four, enhance the role of Senate Liaison Office to conduct futures-oriented research and policy analysis. Number five, training of Senate staff across relevant departments to institutionalize futures thinking and subsequent improved support of members of this House. Number six, Mr. Speaker, drafting of legislation in this House with due consideration paid to intergeneration fairness, as well as mandating pre-legislative and post-legislative scrutiny with a foresight approach. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is not just about procedural refinement. It is a paradigm shift. It is a necessary transition from reactive transitional leadership to proactive and value-based governance. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Senate of Kenya must lead foresight to safeguard the future of this republic and the inherent of Kenyan future generation. And finally, I therefore urge all honorable senators to support this agenda, not just for us, but for the generation whose voices are yet heard, the Kenyans of tomorrow. I thank you.
Now, the statement pursuant to Standing Order 57, the statement by the Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to Standing Order number 57-1, I hereby present the business of this Senate for the week commencing Tuesday, 6th May 2025. Honorable Speaker, the status of the legislative business pending before the Senate is as follows. 54 bills, of which 42 are at the second stage reading, 12 are at the Committee of the Whole, 21 motions are pending conclusion, 27 petitions are pending conclusion, out of which 17 are due for reporting by the respective standing committees, and 590 statements pursuant to Standing Order number 53-1 are under consideration by the standing committees. Mr. Speaker, I am reading this statement on behalf of the Leader of the Majority, and allow me, Mr. Speaker, to add on this particular point for the benefit of the Committee of Finance and especially for the ears of Senator Dulo, that there is no discrimination when we are handling statements. The reasons why our statements are taken long to come is because we handle statements first come, first served. She should be patient, and if she has got any doubts, she's free to write to us. We shall answer her in writing. Honorable Senators, it is noteworthy that the Part 2 of the fourth session, the Senate passed 6 bills and referred them to the National Assembly for consideration. as well as 11 motions on various matters whose resolutions have been referred to the concerned implementing agencies. In addition, Mr. Speaker, you may recall that the Senate agreed to the National Assembly amendments to the Persons with Disabilities Bill, Senate Bills number 7 of 2023. This bill has since been transmitted to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, for assent. I take this opportunity to thank honorable senators for availing themselves to dispense with business as highlighted. However, from the foregoing, it is evident that the business before the Senate is a lot. It is my wish and that of the Senate leadership that as we proceed for the recess at the rise of the Senate today, we shall redouble our efforts to ensure that significant progress is made on the business upon resumption from regular sittings. And I hasten to add on my behalf and on behalf of the Lion of Narok, which has been meandering into Kajiado without permission.
Senator
we are very
Boni.
grateful, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Boni, just take your seat first. Order, honorable senators. Senator Boni, compose yourself, because I've given you some latitude. First, how you are addressing your colleague, Senator Fatuma, and you got away with it. Here you are referring your colleague as a lion. The standing orders are very clear on how to refer your colleague. You should refer your colleague as the Honorable Senator for Narok County.
Mr. Speaker, I apologize and I stand guided. I meant the distinguished senator of Narok, who is also the chief whip on the side of the minority, aka the Lion of Narok, aka the lion that meanders into Kajiado and causes a lot of pain to some predators who also sit in this house, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Boni, can you conclude that statement?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I was doing it on his behalf because we are so grateful, honorable members. This week,
Honorable Senator Boni,
we were able to vote.
Can you read it verbatim and conclude, please? You're reading it on behalf of your majority leader. Just read it as written. Don't
Thank you,
explain it.
Mr. Speaker. From now onwards, I'll read it as written, but want to advise the Secretariat that they be consulting the leadership of the minority on both sides. We have a serious input we can put here, which keeps on missing every week. Mr. Speaker, on Tuesday,
Just proceed and conclude, Honorable Senator.
Mr. Speaker, on Tuesday, 6th May 2025, the Senate Business Committee will meet to consider the business of the week. The tentative business for that day will include business not concluded from today's order paper, as well as the business indicated in the notice paper. The tentative business for the morning sitting Wednesday, 7th of May 2025 will include scheduled questions to Cabinet Secretaries as approved by the Senate Business Committee, as well as motions. The questions scheduled are as follows. Question 65 to the Cabinet Secretary Cooperatives, Microfinance, Small and Medium Enterprises Development by Senator Joyce Korir. Question 34 to the Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury Economic Planning by Honorable Enoch Wambua MP. Question 35 to the Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury and Economic Planning, Senator James Murango MP. Question number 43 to the Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury and Economic Planning, Senator Professor Thomas Ojenda, Senior Counsel MP. Question 52 on the questions to the Cabinet Secretary for the Education, Senator Catherine Muma, MP, Senior Counsel in Waiting. Question 53 to the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Senator Edwin Sifuna, still very far from Senior Counsel. Question 60 to the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Senator George Mbugua, MP. Question 61 to Cabinet Secretary for Education, Senator Joyce Korir, MP. Question 64 to the Cabinet Secretary for Education by Senator Dr. Boni Khalwale, CBS, MP. Question 71 to the Cabinet Secretary for Education by Senator Daniel Manzo, MP. The tentative business for the afternoon sitting on Wednesday, 7th May 2025 will include business not concluded on Tuesday, 6th May 2025 and the following. A, bills at the second reading. The County Government's Procedure Bill, the Creative Economy Support Bill, the County Government's Bill, the Labor Migration Management Bill, the Street Naming and Property Addressing Systems Bill. B, bills at the Committee of the Whole, namely the Nuts and Oils Crops Bill, the Cooperative Societies Bill, the County Government's Elections Laws Amendment Bill, the Public Fundraising Bills, the Environment Laws Amendment Bill, the County Civic Education Bill, the Heritage and Museums Bill, the County Library Services Bill, and the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill. Now, Mr. Speaker, the projected business on Thursday, 8th May 2025, will include business not concluded on the order paper for Wednesday, May 7th, 2025, and any other business scheduled by the Senate Business Committee. In addition to the business as listed above, there are bills at the mediation stage which need to be dispensed with. This include the Natural Resources Benefit Sharing Bill, the Employment Amendment Bill, the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, the Food and Feed Safety Control Coordination Bill, and the Gambling Control Bill. I urge the mediation committees to use the recess to finalize on the mediation process and table reports for consideration by the two houses. Honorable Speaker, as honorable senators are aware, the Senate is scheduled to proceed on recess at the rise of the Senate today, in accordance with the Senate calendar. I therefore take this opportunity to wish all honorable senators a happy Easter and a fruitful engagement with their constituents within their counties, families, friends, and relatives. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, yes, Senator for Nyamira.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wanted to rise on a point of order. I've just perused a report that has been tabled before the House by the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations. It's a progress report on the operational and the leadership crisis affecting the County Assembly of Nyamira. Mr. Speaker, I rose on a point of order on 1st of April, and I sought the committee to deal with 4 issues. Mr. Speaker, I've had the opportunity to peruse the report, and I want to thank the chair of the Devolution Committee and the members for the attention that they gave this matter and for the speed at which they have tabled the report before the House. I, on behalf of the people of Nyamira, want to thank the chair and the committee, especially on the resolution I've seen that states that the sittings of the County Assembly should henceforth be held at the County Assembly building opposite Kenya Industrial Estates, Nyamira. I'm hopeful, Mr. Speaker, that the people of Nyamira will appreciate the intervention of the Senate and that we are not going to have 2 parallel sittings henceforth in the county government of Nyamira. That is a really big milestone, Mr. Speaker, for me and for the people of Nyamira. This dispute has been ongoing since October last year. I brought it here on 1st of April, and the Senate of the Republic of Kenya has moved with speed and resolved the issue. I'm sure this will be a matter that will be applauded by the citizens of the county government of Nyamira. Now, Mr. Speaker, there are a number of issues that are purely legal that may not be resolved by the Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations Committee. Mr. Speaker, if you read my statement, I had sought from the committee to tell the House the legal status of the sittings that were held outside the official premises of the county assembly and the effects of those sittings. Mr. Speaker, that issue has not been resolved by the committee, and I believe rightly so, because that's a matter that should squarely fall within the Legal, Justice and Human Rights Committee. Second, Mr. Speaker, there is another issue I'd sought on the legal standing on all the businesses that had been transacted by the two factions, especially the faction that was led by a speaker who had been impeached. Mr. Speaker, and that's my final point, if you read, Mr. Speaker, the documents that have been tabled before the court, there is a finding in petition number E008 of 2024 where Justice Okwani states that she gave the initial orders in that case erroneously, and that she did not have the jurisdiction to entertain the issues that were before her. Mr. Speaker, I would like that matter, and the second matter being petition number E001 of 2024 that was filed before the Employment and Labor Relations Court at Kisii, being Constitutional and Human Rights Division. That's petition number 1 of 2024. Mr. Speaker, if you read that affidavit, which appears at page 244 of the report, the Speaker says that he was present during the vote, when the vote to impeach him was taken, and that intends to have the High Court declare the impeachment process to be unconstitutional. Mr. Speaker, I would like the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee to tell this House what is the import of a Speaker moving to court after impeachment, seeks a conservatory order, and the court declines to issue a conservatory order. What happens to the resolution that was passed by the county assembly? Because those issues are weighty and legal in nature, Mr. Speaker, and because these are urgent issues that need to be resolved so that we can have resumption of normal operations in the county assembly of Nyamira, I seek, Mr. Speaker, sir, that you refer those issues to the Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights Committee for determination. And I'm making this request, Mr. Speaker, as the senator who rose and sought for answers from the Committee of Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations. But I thank the senators, Mr. Speaker, who dealt with this matter. I'm also happy that they have directed the sittings of the Assembly, Mr. Speaker, to proceed in accordance with the Constitution of Kenya and the law, meaning, Mr. Speaker, that anybody who has gone to court and has not obtained any orders, he should respect the constitutional process that has taken place. We do that all the time, Mr. Speaker. Because the matter is urgent, I will seek your direction, Mr. Speaker, that the committee reports on that matter within 14 days. Thank you.
Now,
and tested resolve. Engineer Tum holds a Master of Science in Energy Management from the University of Nairobi, a Bachelor of Industrial Technology from Mitchell University, and a postgraduate diploma in Medical Electronics from Queen Mary University of London, with a higher diploma in Electrical Engineering from Kenya Polytechnic. His academic path reflects a mind honed for systems, strategy, and precision. His technical acumen aligns seamlessly with Kenya's development footprint in the DRC. Engineer Tum has over 25 years in senior public service. Engineer Tum has stood at the helm of critical reforms as Principal Secretary in Sports, Labor and Health, and as CEO of KMTC. He brings with him the rare ability to weave together cross-sectional programs, harmonize government and non-state actors, and drive impact with quiet efficiency. His depth of governance satisfies the legal and strategic standards under Section 7C of the Public Appointments Act. No objection has been raised by the public, and the process was under Article 118 of the Constitution was faithfully observed. His nomination sailed unopposed, and rightly so. The committee therefore recommends his appointment. Honorable Speaker, Mrs. Susan Nakhuminja Wafula, the nominee for permanent representative to UN Habitat. Her academic journey has been as follows. She has a Master's of Science in Procurement and Logistics, a Bachelor in Purchasing and Supplies from Jomo University of Agriculture and Technology, and a Diploma in Healthcare Management from the Kenya Institute of Management. In this multidisciplinary grounding, the committee sees not just credentials but capacity to manage complexity, to deliver results, and to steer Kenya's mission with multilateral frameworks. Honorable Speaker, Mrs. Nakhuminja brings over 20 years of experience to the table and therefore is fit to undertake the task that she is nominated for. In line with Article 118 of the Constitution, the committee invited public participation. Only one submission from Mr. Eliud Karanja Motindi opposed her nomination on grounds that she has been dismissed from Cabinet through Gazette Notice 8440 of 2024. However, the committee determined that the dismissal was made under Article 1525B, which allows presidential discretion and does not bar future appointment. She was not dismissed under Article 752, which alone carries disqualification. The objection, though duly received, was constitutionally unsubstantiated. The committee therefore recommends her appointment. Honorable Speaker, the last nominee that I want just to talk about is Abdi Dubat Fido, the nominee for Consul General to Arusha, Tanzania. In the person of Mr. Abdi Dubat Fido, the committee encountered not just a nominee but a man forged in the fibers of public finance, regional diplomacy, and unshakable national purpose. He stands eligible under Article 78(1) and 2 of the Constitution, a Kenyan by birth and by oath, and distracted by dual ties. Honorable Speaker, academically, he has a master's of both numbers and strategy. He holds a Master of Business Administration in Strategy, Planning, and a Bachelor of Commerce in Finance from the University of Nairobi. Honorable Speaker, his career has spanned boardrooms and ministries, from PricewaterhouseCoopers to founding and leading consulting firms to serving as Principal Secretary for East African Community Affairs, where he did not watch regional integration from the sidelines, he led it. He negotiated, coordinated, and safeguarded Kenya's position in Arusha, and now returns not as a visitor, but as our chosen voice as a Consul General. Honorable Speaker, in leadership, Fido has not simply managed budgets, he has also steered reform, inspired teams, and delivered results. He is a builder of bridges. His vision for the consulate is clear and forward-looking to deepen Kenya's Tanzania relations, advance regional integration, empower Kenyan SMEs, and strengthen consular service delivery to Kenyans. The committee therefore recommends without reservation the appointment of Mr. Abdi Dubat Fido as Consul General of Kenya to Arusha, United Republic of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, Kofi Annan once said, more than ever before in history, we share a common destiny. In appointing these envoys, we are not just filling posts, we are entrusting the future of Kenya's voice in a shared regional and global journey. Diplomacy is the art of building bridges, securing peace, and advancing prosperity.
Order, Chairman. I don't know if the rules have changed, but ordinarily, whether it's a chairman or anybody, you're not supposed to be reading a text all through. You're supposed to refer to this as notes and make it as brief as possible, please.
Noted, Honorable Speaker, I know the mood of the House is that they just want this thing quickly done, but I am guided.
You understand, I'm sure, yes. So
I get your point.
Wrap it up, wrap it up.
Honorable Speaker, diplomacy is the art of building bridges, securing peace, and advancing prosperity. The committee, therefore, in its wisdom, having looked at all the 4 nominees, recommends that the House approves the appointment of 1, Engineer Peter Kiblaga Tum, CBS, as Ambassador to Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo. 2, Mrs. Susan Nakuminja Wafula, EGH, as permanent representative to the permanent mission of Kenya to UN Habitat Nairobi. 3, Mr. James Boyakane Muhati, CBS, as Consul General to Guangzhou, the People's Republic of China, and Mr. Abdi Dubat Fido as Consul General to the United Republic of Tanzania. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move and urge this House to adopt the committee's report. I now respectively invite Honorable Martha Wangare to second. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think my chair has done justice to all the candidates that we were looking at, so I'll make just general comments. Number 1, none of these 4 appointments are newbies in public service. They have all very long service in terms of where they have been for the last, we can account for the last, an average of every person getting about 10 to 20 years of public service. And Mr. Speaker, we were able as a committee to actually mirror them against the Constitution, all the requirements, and also against the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, and we are very satisfied that they are actually up to the task. Mr. Speaker, allow me to speak about the nominee headed to Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo. Mr. Speaker, you remember this committee and this House previously rejected a candidate to this station because we felt that he was grossly unfit and unqualified to be able to take up that position. And Mr. Speaker, in this engineer Kiplagat Tum, we have no doubt, but we also made it very clear that the task ahead of him is quite monumentous, because first of all, he will be almost resuscitating our presence in DRC, given the situation and what has happened in the past. So he has his work cut out for him, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the issue of UN Habitat, the committee raised a few issues, specifically the issue of integrating UN Habitat with Kenya's government and the better model or the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, that we don't feel like Gigiri is out of Nairobi, out of Kenya, that we should still feel that they're in this country and they're able to also join in getting to contribute to our country's growth. Mr. Speaker, the other one is the issue of Guangzhou. Of course, the interest with China. I don't think specifically this Guangzhou center, Mr. Speaker, if you go to the trade and to the trade balance between us and China, you'll find that there's a lot of traffic, including flights going to Guangzhou specifically because of doing business with China. And there's a lot to be able to get from there. And I know this James Boyakane, who has been also a PS, will also do justice to that station. And finally, Mr. Speaker, the issue of Mr. Abdi and the nomination of Mr. Abdi Dubat Fido as the Arusha, in Arusha, in the United Republic of Tanzania as a Consul General was timely. Why? Because, Mr. Speaker, this is the immediate former PS of EAC. So he not only understands the relationship between the EAC countries, but also understands what needs to be done because he has been in that station, Mr. Speaker. So we have done very well as a committee to actually mirror all these appointments, Mr. Speaker, and we have no doubt that they will not only do this country proud, but even the region, Mr. Speaker, because they are one of the best. So allow me to second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Fair enough. That was brief and to the point. Honourable members, I now want to propose a question that, taken into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations in its report on the approval hearings of 4 nominees for appointment as ambassador, permanent representative and consul generals laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, the 15th April, 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 132(2)(e) of the Constitution, Section 22 of the Foreign Service Act, Cap 185(e), and Sections 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments
Act, Parliamentary Approval Act, CAP 7F. This House approves the appointment of the following persons as permanent representatives, permanent representative, ambassador, and consul generals. 1. Roman 1. Ambassador, Engineer Peter Kiplanga Tum, CBS, to go to the mission of Kinshasa in Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo. Roman 2, permanent representative, Ms. Susan Nakumicha Wafula, EGH, permanent mission of Kenya to the UN Habitat in Nairobi. Roman 3, A, Mr. James Buyekane Mohati, CBS, Guangzhou, Republic of the People's Republic of China, as Consul General. B, Mr. Abdi Dubat Fido, Arusha, the United Republic of Tanzania, as Consul General. Order, the Honorable, I don't see much interest, but yes, the Honorable, do you want to say something, Majority Leader? Okay, Honorable Kainan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a very important motion, Mr. Speaker. Diplomacy, by definition, is the art, science, and the means by which nations and groups conduct their affairs in a way that projects the image of that particular country that we present, in a way that promotes the interest of that particular country, in a way that also protects the interest of that particular country. Mr. Speaker, having said this, under the Vienna Convention, which is the mother of all diplomatic engagements, there are certain critical issues that a diplomat is expected to undertake. In the Kenya context, Mr. Speaker, allow me to say this. As a country, we are not doing well, and we must call a spade a spade. I'm glad that the leader majority is here, and the leader minority is here. Once upon a time, this country was the epicenter of all economic activities in the region, the pride of many African states, in particular south of Sahara. Today, our economy is struggling. Mr. Speaker, once upon a time, this country was the epicenter of humanitarian activities. Today, we are struggling. This country is supposed to be the hub of infrastructure. This country is supposed to be a communication hub, Mr. Speaker. This country is supposed to be a security hub. Mr. Speaker, this is what we wanted. This is the Kenya that we wanted. Mr. Speaker, as much as our intention is to give jobs to individuals who qualify, that paper qualification is not enough. You must have the zeal. You must have the determination. You must have the will to represent Kenya as a premier republic, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, having been the chair of this committee, having overseen the growth of our diplomatic missions, and Mr. Speaker, you are the Deputy Speaker. You remember at that particular time, we had a department, we didn't have even a diaspora department in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You remember the report that we tabled? That led to the establishment of a diaspora desk at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Ultimately, that also led to the establishment of diaspora desk in all our missions. Today, by the grace of God, the diaspora community is the single largest foreign exchange earner to our country. The diaspora department has a fully fledged State Department, Mr. Speaker. These are the gains of some of the individuals who are foresighted and ensuring that our diplomatic representation does not only mirror on political engagement, but also mirrors on the economic realities and the well-being of the people of Kenya, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as much as I agree with this, the individuals are qualified. You are appointed as Kenya's representative to UN Habitat. Let me zero on this. This is a technical organization. A technical organization, the UN Human Settlements Program is supposed to promote socially and environmentally sustainable towns and cities. It's also supposed to promote a transformative change in cities and human settlements through knowledge, policy, advice, and technical advice, Mr. Speaker. You have been given this. Are you ready for that job? Mr. Speaker, allow me without demeaning the character of the person who has been appointed to this position, to remind her that this is not going to the Ministry of Health. You will interact with many technical people representing the face of the universe. Those failed appointments in Ministry of Health should not be carried over to UN Habitat. I want to urge her, we are giving you this job, you are qualified. What is out of order?
I'm afraid, Honorable Speaker, all of us know the work Nakhumicha did at the Ministry of Health. I'm afraid my friend cannot just start despite Wamboka order. What is out of order? No, you have to. You can't say we know. It's a point of debate. You will have your moment. You will have your moment. Proceed, Honorable Kenan.
I have no doubt that she has.
Are you on a point of order? Can you give are you on a point of order? Yes, yes. What's your point of order?
Let me wear my kofia so that you can see me properly. Mr. Speaker, it is out of order for anybody to discuss somebody on the floor of the House, especially a woman, without giving her right of reply. It is unfair. It is completely out of order for the honorable to discuss an honorable, gracious lady on the floor.
Order, honorable member. That is the real essence of bringing. You want to inform who? No, your chair does not need any information at this stage.
Point of information.
Wamboka, you will have your moment. Do you want to be informed by Wamboka? Do you want to be informed by Wamboka, by Honorable Kenan?
Speaker, Wamboka is my good friend. I haven't said anything. I said I support her nomination.
Proceed.
I'm only trying to expand her job description.
Now we agree.
I support her nomination as our representative to the UN Habitat. But I'm trying to bring an analogy between I am a consumer.
Honorable
Allow
members,
me to say this, Mr. Speaker.
The very essence of bringing this before the House.
I support her nomination.
Order. Proceed. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker,
proceed.
Let me put it on record. As a father of many highly educated, beautiful girls, I support the nomination of the Honorable Susan as our representative. But I only want to give her a word of encouragement that this organization, this technical organization that she has been appointed to, is not like the Ministry of Health. The Ministry of Health was a department, a state department in the Kenya context. She's going to interact with the whole world. If she was somewhere, she'll be taking notes now. What I'm trying to tell her, this is a technical UN arm. And I think I should be allowed to offer free advice because I may not see her. I attempted to see her from February 2024 to until she was removed as the minister, and I failed to get an appointment. So let me pass this message for free, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what I'm trying to say is this. In summary, when you are appointed to this very important portfolio to represent the president, to represent the people of Kenya, it is not an assignment for you to go and make a living. It's an assignment for you to go and promote this country so that we benefit from your representation. And this is what I'm trying to allude to. When you go to UN Habitat, Mr. Speaker, you represent one of the refugee-dominated towns in Kenya. We want our representation in this organization to benefit the people of Dadaab, to benefit the people of Kakuma. And this is what I'm trying to say. I have no doubt she will do the job. Mr. Speaker, secondly, as a country, and I must say this, somebody has been appointed to Kinshasa. Luckily, in this country, we have not gone through militarism. You know it. We are lucky. But are we courageous enough to say and address the pitfalls?
Can I,
the missed opportunities?
My good friend Martha Wangari, who is my colleague in the speaker's panel, and my other good lady friend there, your Kamukunji is a bit too loud for the House. Please do it in very low tones. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, my expectations of these individuals who have been appointed to these key posts, my expectations, and I want to mention 10 expectations of Aden Kainan as a member of parliament, Eldas, and equally as the longest serving member of parliament. 10 expectations, wherever they are. 1, number one expectation, promote Kenya's foreign policy in providing services to not only Kenyans, to wherever they are. 2, build and strengthen bilateral relations and bilateral relations that can benefit the people of Kenya. This is the era of multilateralism. This is the era of bilateralism, Mr. Speaker. Going outside to those organizations must add to Kenya's presence in the international community, Mr. Speaker. 3, enhance our national security and regional stability. Mr. Speaker, you know, in this region, look at what is happening. The challenges in Sudan, the challenges in Southern Sudan, the challenges in DRC, the challenges in Somalia, the challenges in Ethiopia, and the entire region. And Kenya has been an icon of peace. This must be protected, this must be promoted, so that Kenya becomes an island, continues to become an island of peace. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, enhance our national security, and 3, enhance our economic and trade expansion. Mr. Speaker, I want you to compare for a minute the GDP of the Republic of Kenya with the GDP of Ethiopia, with the GDP of Tanzania, with the GDP of Uganda, and reflect on where we were 10 years ago. Ours is barely struggling. The GDP of Ethiopia today is 4 times that, is projected to be 4 times that of Kenya. Is that where we are supposed to be? Look at the GDP of Tanzania. Look at the GDP of Uganda. Mr. Speaker, my prayer to these individuals, once you are given this job, please work hard for our economic expansion so that many youths who are unemployed, can get opportunities, Mr. Speaker. My 4th expectation, engagement. Yes.
Honorable Speaker, I have a lot of respect for my elder here, but I wanted to inform him that in real terms, our economy is doing better than Ethiopia. Ethiopia just defaulted on their loan. Kenya has never. Yeah, so I just wanted to inform him that Ethiopia is still below, in terms of economic performance, we are doing better than Ethiopia. And I know they are on the right trajectory, but Kenya is doing better than Ethiopia. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I think sometimes, with due respect to my good chair, I said the projected GDP. Mr. Speaker, I said the projected GDP.
I get you, Ethiopia.
Mr. Speaker, my 5th expectation, I want to conclude. My 5th expectation is engage the Kenyan diaspora wherever they are. These are valued representative of the people of Kenya, and they are contributing immensely to our economic well-being. Number 6, Mr. Speaker, protect the Kenyan citizens and interests abroad, wherever they are. Number 7, advocate for Kenya's global position so that Kenya continues to remain a key player in all international organizations, Mr. Speaker. Number 8, do a strategic networking and influence. Mr. Speaker, this is why lobbyism is an emerging field in the world. If you go to America today, the best paid job is lobbyism. Mr. Speaker.
Order, Honorable Junet, order. Don't create a small fish market there in the floor of the House. Order. Proceed, Honorable Kena.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I want to confirm that fish is the most delicious food one can ever have.
Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, 8 is do a strategic networking and influence.
Or a camel market for that matter.
Mr. Speaker, I was just saying, if you go to America today, the most sought after academic field is lobbyism. A few years ago, lobbyism was associated with activism and other fields. Engage in bringing Kenyans through their network and influence. Number 9, compliance with international law and order. Mr. Speaker, this is why we say Kenya is the true face of international order. One more minute, Mr. Speaker.
Give him one additional minute. Yeah, conclude.
Mr. Speaker, this is why I say Kenya is the face of compliance with international law and order. And this is what has given us prominence in the international community. This must be protected jealously. Finally, Mr. Speaker, deliver on tangible results. We are here. We are coming for you. The committee led by Honorable Bashir and Koech must be on the neck of these individuals so that they bring results. I support their nomination.
The Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support this motion for the approval of the ambassadors. Honorable Speaker, as the chair of the committee, said Honorable Bashir, these ambassador nominees are seasoned civil servants, some of whom have served in very senior positions. Engineer Tum has been a PS for very many years in the Ministry of Health, then he moved to the Ministry of Sports. I think he was last in the Ministry of Sports, and he's done exceptionally well as a PS. And this would also be a very good way of serving the country in another capacity other than that of an accounting officer in a ministry. And he has what it takes to serve our country. His experience in the Ministry of Health, his experience in the Ministry of Sports and Arts has positioned him very well. And it's good that he's going to a country that is not very far from the capital, going to Kinshasa with all the challenges that are there in the DRC, Honorable Speaker. He sits at a very good position to be able to midwife the issues that have bedeviled the East African community, engagements in the DRC and that of SADC. And I want to believe that Honorable Tum, or PS Tum, now Ambassador Engineer Tum, will also do very well in promoting trade between our country and the Congo. A lot of enterprises in this country, including 2 large commercial banks in this country, are doing business in the Congo, in DRC, in Kinshasa. And therefore, we need presence of an ambassador who commands respect, not just within the business community, but also one who can engage formally and also informally with both governments. And Engineer Tum, having been a PS, sits at that very good position to be able to engage effectively and meaningfully with both governments to smoothen the trade opportunities that exist between us and the Democratic Republic of Congo. I know, Honorable Speaker, we've had challenges with this particular posting, with rejection by the House of one of the nominees. I can't remember his name, a gentleman who had been nominated in DRC, but that was it was not Kinshasa, Honorable Speaker. There was a mission, I can't remember. What is the other mission, Vice Chair? I can't remember. But it tells you that there has been a gap. And with the movement of the last ambassador to Kinshasa, it is not good to leave this post without a substantive ambassador representing our country, considering the challenges that I've said with the war in the Congo, the trade opportunities that we are missing, the many huge investments by Kenyan business people that they have made in the DRC, Honorable Speaker. It's important that we have a substantive ambassador here. Honorable Speaker, Susan Nakhumicha also, as has been said, her stint at the Ministry of Health put her as a person who was very articulate, a go-getter, someone who was able to effectively communicate what the ministry was doing. And at some point, Honorable Speaker, we missed Honorable C.S. Nakhumicha in her articulation especially, and push for the social health authorities, the social health insurance fund. I am happy now, Honorable Speaker, that she has, that work has been taken over by my predecessor, Honorable Aden Duale, and I am very confident that Honorable Duale, as I said here the other week, will do well to actualize universal health coverage in this country. This morning, the PSs have been sworn in, and PS Dr. Oluga, who is going to serve as a PS of medical services, is also a seasoned professional in the medical field, and I want to believe he also do very well together with Honorable Duale. I'm saying that because, Honorable Speaker, I am certain that the foundation that was set by C.S. Nakhumicha, especially in midwifing the process of moving from NHIF to SHIF, she set a very good foundation, and this, Honorable Speaker, puts her at a very good position to now serve as an ambassador locally within the permanent mission of the UN Habitat in Kenya, and she will also be available for consultations with the Ministry of Health, where she will be required from time to time as a former minister to to consult and offer guidance to those who are there. Because, Honorable Speaker, many people may have varied opinions on her performance in the Ministry of Health. But by and large, she did exceptionally well, especially considering that she was midwifing a transition from what was a very difficult national health insurance fund, riddled with corruption, and you know the corruption cartels in Mafia House, as was then christened Mafia House, were definitely expected to fight back, and you have seen the pushback that has been there with the Social Health Insurance Fund, because corruption fights back, and we've always said corruption fights back. I don't know why we tend to forget that the corruption cartels that bedevil NHIF are still within this country, Honorable Speaker. And if you doubt, look at the expose that was exposed by some German media house on organ trafficking within a health facility in Eldoret. And you see the same characters around who are being mentioned around that organ trafficking are the same characters who are being mentioned in the theft of public funds at NHIF. Therefore, corruption fights back. And that's why I am very slow at admonishing public officers who have served in this ministry, because I know these very powerful cartels have the capacity to use whatever means they can use to tarnish people's names. And we have seen them using many means, Honorable Speaker, to tarnish even the name of Susan Nakumicha, who, in my estimation, did exceptionally well. Honorable Speaker, I commend her, and I vouch for her for approval as a permanent representative to the UN Habitat Mission in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, let me speak about James Buyekane Muhati. Muhati, Honorable Speaker, also, as the chair said, and for those who have bothered to go through the report, has served very well and served our country very well as a PS and in various other capacities, even at IEBC. And he is moving on to Guangzhou as a Consul General. Guangzhou, for those who are business people like myself and Honorable Kainan, will tell you that if you have not been to Guangzhou and you're a trader in this country, then you have not been doing any trade. And this is a very important destination for many Kenyan business people who import products from China. And even those who are beginning to do cottage industry in this country, Honorable Speaker, we have many people who go to Guangzhou to learn from the cottage industries that have grown in the city of Guangzhou to be mega industries. And we have very many Kenyans who are now importing even skills and equipment from Guangzhou to come and set up cottage industries in our country, especially around the value chain of agro-processing, Honorable Speaker. And I want to believe that Muhati will do very well in terms of being able to harness our relations between the city of Guangzhou, the province of Guangzou, the Republic of China, and our country, and more so the business people between the two countries. Abdi Dubat, again, has served as a principal secretary in the government of Kenya, and being a seasoned accountant, he is an accountant. I know that for a fact because we are in the same profession, and I know the trade issues that again are there between us and the EAC community, issues to do with disproportionate tariffs amongst our countries, and the push and pull, Honorable Speaker, because you can see now we're in an era of protectionist policies, and everybody wants to protect their own. And Kenya should be no exception. We must protect our own industries, we must protect our own manufacturers and our business people. And therefore, Abdi Dubat has his work cut out at EAC in Arusha to ensure that even as we work together within the East African community and the other regional blocks that are there, Honorable Speaker, that as we encourage trade and open up the African free trade, African free, it's called what? The African Continental Free Trade Area. as we open up, Honorable Speaker, we also protect our own industries. And I want to believe that Abdi Dubat, having been a principal secretary, being a seasoned accountant, Honorable Speaker, will serve very well. I know the Honorable Junet wants us to put the question, but I was also trying to buy time for other reasons, Honorable Speaker, in saying what I am saying, and he knows why. I therefore beg to support before we put the question or before others contribute to put the question.
I would give the Honorable Bissau an opportunity to contribute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I raise to support the motion, and I think all the 4 candidates are a very good pick. But on the onset, I would like to exceptionally talk about the nominee for the Habitat, Madam Nahumicha, who I also interacted with when I worked at the United Nations myself, when she was working with the University of California as the head of supplies. With her demeanor, experience, I think she's a very good fit. And I think I had the contribution from Honorable Kainan, talking about the agency being technical. I think as much as it's technical, the personality, the zeal, the experience, I think Nahumicha is a very good pick. And for the other picks as well, if you look at the DRC Congo, you need a mind of a person like Engineer Tum. Cool person in those type of environment. And PS Mohadi as well, who's moving to China, is also a very good pick. So, Mr. Speaker, I support the motion.
The Honorable Junet, are you going to ask me to put the question?
Mr. Speaker, let me just contribute. I didn't want to contribute. Let me say I oppose the motion, Mr. Speaker. I oppose because, Mr. Speaker, you know, we cannot be recycling people who have served in a very high office, and then you give them another office. When will career diplomats get a chance to serve in our diplomatic missions, Mr. Speaker? What are they going to get, Mr. Speaker? Every politician who has failed, every civil servant who has failed, every person who has failed is being dumped in a certain mission somewhere in the world, Mr. Speaker. This is demoralizing our career civil servant. There are people, Mr. You heard you were saying majority leader. Now let me do my minority work. This is my minority job now. There is no broad-based on this one.
Order, proceed.
Majority leader, there is no broad-based on this one. There is no broad-based.
Who mentioned the point of order?
Mr. Speaker, you see, they are career civil servants who start their life in a very young age as civil servants who want to work in the world of diplomacy. They start in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs from job group something down there. They grow. Then when they reach near deputy ambassador, they get stagnated there. They can never move from there because Junet will be voted out in Suna East, then he will be made an ambassador. Kainan, I can see he's most likely after next election is going there. So, Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Kainan, there's nothing out of order. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, me, I'm of the view, even the government, Mr. Speaker, of Honorable, the late Daniel Teacher of Moi, never did this. Kibaki never did this. This thing started with the Jubilee upper. This is of recycling people like the way you recycle Dandora West, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this culture must stop. This culture must end. If, you see, these were people who were serving in high offices. The appointing authority has the prerogative to relieve them of their duties. But by the time he's relieving them of their duties, that means there must have been some problem. There must have been either some incompetence somewhere, some malpractice somewhere. There must be something like that. Or change of loyalty. You know, maybe some went to a Munyoro. Who knows?
Honorable Junet, sometimes it has very little to do with efficiency and performance. It has maybe broad-based government. Are you sure?
No. Okay. Mr. Speaker, it's not. Far from it. Far from it. It is about other issues. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to see in a list of 10 diplomatic appointments here, minimum of 6 or 7 career diplomats. Then we can have top-ups of 3. Who are, if Mushomba loses the way she's going to lose in Githunguri next time, then she can be an ambassador somewhere, Mr. Speaker. Because you can see that the line she has taken is direct home. But anyway, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, I want to say this. Mr. Speaker, that
what's out of order, Honorable Muchomba?
Mr. Speaker, you know, I respect you very much as a speaker, and I expect you to protect me from the bullying of the Honorable
he said in the event.
Who is talking about me?
No,
there is no election between now and next year. Is he becoming a prophet to prophesy that I'm going to lose in Githunguri? And by the way, who told him that I'm interested anyway? Has he become a prophet? Can he clarify whether he's now becoming a prophet? He is out of order. We are discussing about people who are going to work as diplomats, not Wamushomba. Wamushomba is a member of parliament, the iron lady from Githunguri, the woman who walks on Fox without shoes.
Order, Honorable Muchomba. Order.
Mr. Speaker.
Order, Honorable Muchomba. You can trust the chair will always protect you.
Mr. Speaker.
But this is order. But the Honorable Junet said, in the event. In the event is neither here nor there. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I am very sorry to Honorable Muchomba because
you want to be informed by
I was soliciting and lobbying for her that in the event the Munyoro bus gets punctured, I was trying to get her a soft landing that she can become the ambassador in charge of Githunguri and command area, Mr. Speaker.
Do you order, Honorable Janet?
I want
majority leader to inform you. Okay.
Honorable Speaker, maybe the Honorable Leader of Minority has not heard what the member for Githunguri has said. And I hear what you are saying about what you meant when you said what you said. But the member for Githunguri has told you, has asked who even told you she's interested in running for member of parliament for Githunguri. Because she probably knows running will be a futile attempt on those things.
Okay, proceed, Junet. Honorable Junet.
Mr. Speaker, I have heard what the majority has told me. But Mr. Speaker, you know, Wamushomba is an iron lady. I can't withstand Wamushomba out of office. If she's so strong now when she's in office, what do you think she can do when she's out of office? She can run us out of this town. So we must create for her some diplomatic posting in charge of Githunguri, command area, up to Lare, Limuru. Then we call that area UNEP, Githunguri. Then she can become diplomatic. Mr. Speaker.
What's your point of order, Honorable Omuchomba?
Honorable Speaker, you know, you have allowed these honorable members to make me the point of discussion on this issue. But I am very excited that they are calling me all those very good names because they know that I am a beautiful, intelligent woman who have shown them dust in the political corridors. I am happy that the majority leader is talking about me. Yet on Saturday, in a public forum where the president visited Githunguri, he could not show his face. He disappeared like a smoke. He ran away, literally.
Order. This is getting out of hand. Order, honorable members. Honorable members, order, honorable Junet, order. Yeah, but you see, you without a substantive, I will give you an opportunity, but you better know how to navigate your way around. The standing order is very clear. You cannot discuss the character of an honorable member without a substantive motion. So, for God's sake, don't discuss her character, but you can discuss events, you can discuss ideas, you can discuss the motion that's before you. Okay, what's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker,
what is out of order? No, he's on a point of order.
Honorable Speaker, mine was on misinformation because, Honorable Speaker, last Saturday, I was nowhere near where the president was, and the member for Githunguri knows that. I think she wanted to mean the Saturday when we were in Githunguri constituency. And you know I'm a peace-loving Kenyan. And I am also a consumer of certain intelligence reports. And I had intelligence reports of what the member for Githunguri and the governor for Kiambu, with the stashed money that you saw being pulled out of bedrooms, had planned against the member for Kiambu,
Order, majority leader, order. You are both out of order.
Yeah.
She discussed you without a substantive motion. You are discussing her without a substantive motion, and I would not have that anymore.
Mr. Speaker,
order. The House has got to be...
Mr. Speaker, in conclusion...
Honorable Junaid, conclude, please.
Mr. Speaker, in the spirit of diplomacy...
Yes.
And international relations, and national relations, Mr. Speaker, the undisputed kingpin of Kiambu County is Honorable Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah. Mr. Speaker, that I must put on record.
Order, order, Honorable Deputy, Honorable Minority Leader. Whether it is in good light or bad light, you cannot discuss the character of an Honorable Member of Parliament and his order on his fortune's back without a substantive motion. Order. You think it's the only time when it's being discussed in a negative tone is when it's out of order. Even in positive term, without a substantive motion, is out of order.
Mr. Speaker, in conclusion
Can you conclude?
I am concluding.
Yes.
That, Mr. Speaker, that I hope these Kenyans who have been given this chance of serving us will do a good job. Because those stations they are going to are very important stations in terms of business, in terms of international relations, in terms of cultural and technological exchanges, Mr. Speaker. But Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, in this country, we love ourselves so much as politicians and people who are in high offices that we forget that there are other Kenyans out there who are qualified, who can do this job. So, Mr. Speaker, I am totally opposed. And I think I should bring here some legislation. I'm opposing completely this motion. Completely. And I am asking the executive, please don't send like this one again. This will be the last one. Even the other one, when people were removed from offices and they were posted to diplomatic position, I opposed it. It is on record here, Mr. Speaker. This is not the first one I'm opposing. Why should you be discharged as a minister or as a PS? Then you end up becoming now an errand boy for another PS in the MFA, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It's a demotion, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, we should not allow this to happen. There are other senior positions these Kenyans can serve at the level where they were serving at. But for Githunguri, I will create a diplomatic position there when I become the president. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order, Honorable Junaid, Mazamzam. Order, I will indeed. Okay.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi niweze kuunga mjadala wa leo kuhusu uteuzi wa Mheshimiwa Susan Nakhumicha. Najua mambo mengi yametokea, lakini ukiangalia katika ukakamavu wake wa kazi na masomo yake anastahili. Ndiyo yalitokea kutokea katika Wizara ya Afya, na sio mwaka wa kwanza kutokea akiwa hapo. Yametokea wakiwa wengi wa madaktari kugoma. Kwa hiyo ni taifa liangalie tu madaktari, walimu na wengine wanaangaliwa vipi mshahara yao na mambo yao. Lakini Nakhumicha alionyesha, na ni mama, mimi kama mama siwezi kumvuta mama mwenzangu chini kwa sababu najua anaweza, aliweza na anaweza. Hata kama pengine ametoka sehemu kubwa amerudi sehemu ya chini, lakini pia pale anaweza kuserve taifa yake akiwa pale, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hiyo mimi naunga uteuzi wake na namuombea Mungu aweze kufanya kazi yake akiangalia maslahi ya Wakenya yake mbele. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I stand to support the nomination for the three ambassadorial positions. The Honorable Peter Tum, Engineer Peter Tum, the Honorable Susan Nakhumicha, and the other two who have been nominated to ambassadors, that is to the Habitat, then to the DRC, and then to Konsu. Honorable Speaker, I want to disagree with the minority leader in that stating that these are people who did not perform in their various areas, and stating that it should only be people who have grown in their careers. You know, ambassadors are people with different expertise. they're just not only within the diplomatic circles. You have people who are expertise in trade. You have people who are expertise in health. It exposes everybody to an equal opportunity. And I think this is where we come in. Having served in the various capacities as a cabinet secretary for health, Susan Nakumicha demonstrated that she's capable and she's of wide experience, and she was able to, as a former chair of the health committee, were able to work well, and she had capacity to be able to deliver. And I think going in now as an ambassador to the UN Habitat.
Are you on a point of order, Honorable Koyo? Oh, Honorable, would you wish to be informed by the Honorable Koyo?
Yes, the member for Ahero can inform me. Mohoroni, sorry. The Honorable Koyo. Yes.
Thank you very much. With due respect, Mr. Honorable Speaker, I want to inform my good friend that Ambassador is backing orders report to permanent secretaries. So Mr. Toom, my friend who was Engineer Toom, who was permanent secretary, now will be reporting to another permanent secretary who is now will be his boss, meaning he has been demoted. Thank you.
I think that was not information.
Order, honorable members. Honorable members, I think you need to understand a little bit about statecraft. An ambassador is a representative of the president. That's why he's called His Excellency.
Yes.
Or Her Excellency.
And the PS is not His Excellency.
Order. The chair is talking and you should freeze. That is why when you are appointed as an ambassador, it's not a demotion. A minister, maybe technically you have a certain thing, but that ambassador represents the head of state. That's why they're called His Excellency or Her Excellency. You cannot address a permanent secretary as His Excellency. So it's not a demotion. Proceed.
Thank you. And that's why I was saying his information has not helped my debate because you know, the ambassador will be representing Kenya in the various capacities. Now, if approved by this House, His Excellency Peter Toom will be representing our country in Kinshasa, DRC Congo. And DRC Congo being a member of the East African region, I think he will be able to hasten DRC's integration into the East African community so that DRC can also be able to enjoy the fruits of being a member of the East Africa. And we hope that with his going there, he will also be able to improve on the peace that is within the DRC so that DRC people can also enjoy the tranquility and peace within the region. Yes. Honorable Speaker, our Ambassador Abdi to Arusha, Tanzania is also a very key partner of the East African region, and he will be able to represent our interests within Arusha and Tanzania and be able to also hasten our East African integration.
Honorable Speaker, I rise under Standing Order number 95 to say that going by the mood in the House, I can feel that members are in agreement that this bill, this motion needs to pass. I would therefore like to ask the mover to be asked to reply. Thank you. I look at your faces.
Wait.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order.
I've not concluded.
Order, Honorable, because there has been a number of... Is it the mood of the House that the order. Honorable, order. All of you, order. A point of order can be raised in the midst of contribution by any member. And the moment a point of order is raised, it freezes everything. And if in the opinion of the Speaker, that point of order is genuine, then that Speaker makes a communication. So now that he rose on a point of order, and I want to know if the mood of the House is that the mover should be called upon to reply, I now put the question, order. It's not after anybody. You don't know the rules. You are a majority leader. By question, order. I now put the question that the mover be called to reply. Has men out of opinion say aye? Aye. Has men out of opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it, and mover be called upon to reply. No. You don't.
I need to conclude with just 1 minute.
Honorable Majority Leader, Bokose, you are my good friend. I have all the respect for you. But you people have turned this house into something else. The order, not after I have already put in a question on whether the mover should be called upon to reply or not. Please respect the rules of the house. I left these rules when they were sacrosanct. Now you people are turning it into something else. Order. Proceed, Honorable Mover. Reply. As long as I'm on the chair here, I'll protect the rules of the house and the dignity of the house. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for that guidance. Honorable Speaker, I want to appreciate the members who have made immense contributions to the motion. And I agree that the mood of the House is as you stated. But just for a point of information, Honorable Speaker, in the last session, we actually did not agree or actually did not approve the name of Charles Githinji Kairu, who was a nominee for DRC. So it's not also taken for granted that the committee or this House just passes anybody. So we rejected a nominee on the basis of the fact that he was not fit for that kind of assignment. Honorable Speaker, and I'm sure the minority leader has spoken about the members being demoted, getting some other positions, but you put it rightly that they are called excellencies. While they're here in the country, they are not called. So it's not a demotion as such, and they represented the president in those capacities. And when they are moved from those positions, it's not because of incompetence, but because of the reassignment to the various positions. So with those few remarks, I beg to reply.
Honorable members, I now put the question. Taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations in its report on the approval hearings of 4 nominees for appointment as ambassador, permanent representative, and consul generals laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, the 15th April, 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 132(2)(e) of the Constitution and Section 22 of the Foreign Service Act, Cap 185(e), and Sections 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F. This House approves the appointment of the following persons as permanent representative, ambassador, and consul generals. 1. Roman 1. Ambassador Engineer Peter Kiplangat-Tum, CBS, as ambassador for Democratic Republic of Congo, Kinshasa. 2. Roman 2. Permanent representative Miss Susan Nakumicha Wafula, EGH, Permanent Mission of Kenya to the United Nations Habitat, Nairobi. 3. Roman 3. Consuls Generals. A. Mr. James Buyekane Muhati, CBS, as Consul General for Guangzhou, People's Republic of China. And B. Abdi Dubat Fido, as Consul General for Arusha, the United Republic of Tanzania. As many of the appearance say aye. Aye. As many of the appearance say nay. Nay. The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, Senate Bill number 1 of 2025, second reading.
Yes, Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill 2025, Senate Bill number 1 of 2025 be read a second time. Honorable Speaker, additional allocations to counties are provided for under Article 202, Sub 2 of the Constitution, where it is stipulated that county governments may be given additional resources from national government's share of the revenue, either either conditionally or unconditionally. Additionally, Article 190 allows for legislative measures to provide further support to counties to enable them perform their work effectively. Honorable Speaker, County Government's Allocations Bill is coming to this House in concurrence with the Senate, pursuant to Article 110, Sub 4 of the Constitution. Honorable Speaker, this bill, Honorable Speaker, I want to say that we passed another similar bill in this House on 14th March 2025. And this bill was forwarded to the Senate, and the Senate has not yet progressed with the same bill. But, Honorable Speaker, this bill from the Senate varies the amounts that we forwarded with the bill that we sent to the Senate, with a variation of about 25.53 billion. Honorable Speaker, that variation to Senate was done because we were responding to the reductions which happened in the supplementary estimates too, 2025, which we passed here. In that estimates, we drastically reduced the estimates on the bill. But, Honorable Speaker, this bill now, again, increases the allocations by about 25.5 billion, making the total allocation in this bill at 50.04 billion. Honorable Speaker, this variation has received concurrence from National Treasury that has affirmed that, indeed, they will be able to provide for this variation. Honorable Speaker, if you look at this bill, largely the variation is supported from funds, loans, and grants from development partners. Honorable Speaker, the development partners have also confirmed that the funds that we are providing for here is ready, and once this bill is passed, the funds will be available for counties to perform their functions. Honorable Speaker, in this bill, 8.4 billion from national government share of revenue will be provided by National Treasury, while 42 billion is from development partners in the form of loans and grants. Honorable Speaker, I need to highlight that out of the 8.4 billion which will come from national share of revenue, 1.75 billion is money which is earmarked to country governments to sort out the outstanding salary arrears for health workers. Honorable Speaker, when health workers were on strike, there was a return to work formula which was signed, and this gave 1.75 billion shillings to counties to sort out that arrangement. Honorable Speaker, the other issue which is important in this bill is that we are providing for about 2.9 billion to be able to help counties in what we call county aggregation of industrial parks. Honorable Speaker, counties have done so well in developing these industrial parks. These industrial parks are very, very important because they are going to be the centers of value addition for local products that are being done in counties. So, Honorable Speaker, providing for this allocation is going to fast-track this line of development. Remember, Honorable Speaker, that this is one of the key items in the bottom-up economic model which we are implementing as broad-based government. Honorable Speaker, the other important item in the bill has to do with about 42 billion which has been provided for from donors in form of grants and loans. Honorable Speaker, this allocation is going to be spent in the area of health and agriculture and water and sanitations. Honorable Speaker, these are programs that are very, very critical for our people in the grassroots. And we need to facilitate our counties so that they are able to receive these monies, and then they'll be able to develop these programs for our people. Honorable Speaker, when we were doing public participation, governors appeared before us. They told us that indeed they have done procurement. What is now waiting for is the funds to go so that these services can be provided for. The other issue, Honorable Speaker, has to do with what we call universal health coverage. Honorable Speaker, every county has what we call health promoters. These health promoters, their monies are also provided for here because the national government pays directly to health promoters 2,500 shillings, and counties are also supposed to do the same. Honorable Speaker, because we have not passed this bill, national government has already paid their part, but counties are lagging behind in arrears. You find that a health promoter has received money due from national government, but they're having even 5 months arrears. Honorable Speaker, we need to provide for this so that these workers, who are very, very important because they are the first contact in the health systems in our county, they are the first people that our people contact when they fall sick. So, Honorable Speaker, failure to pay them their arrears means that we are undermining our health sector, Honorable Speaker. Yes, Honorable Speaker, So I wanted to add, Honorable Speaker, that in this bill, we have removed the allocations under RML, Road Maintenance Fund. This is something which we have removed here, Honorable Speaker, and I want to tell members that it's not here, and that what is now holding us is a case in court, which we have agreed with Council of Governors that we are going to initiate conversations towards ensuring that this case is removed from court and that these funds revert back to KERA. Honorable Speaker, in a nutshell, I would like to urge members that this bill is very, very important because some of the programs that I've highlighted are programs that are benefiting our people at the grassroots. And therefore, we should not be seen as the house that is really trying to stop our people from enjoying resources that some of them are actually borrowed. Honorable Speaker, for 2 billion shillings here are proceeds from loans and grants. These are resources that really will not come from our exchequer, and the resources are ready. So, Honorable Speaker, I would like to urge members to really support this bill and allow it to progress so that our counties can be able to function. Honorable Speaker, I would like to call upon the Leader of Minority to second.
Honorable Speaker.
Can't raise on a point of order before a motion is seconded. Proceed second.
Honorable Speaker, I stand to second
yes.
The motion. Mr. Speaker, I would like to say that this additional revenue allocation bill is a very, very important bill, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you remember in the old days, Treasury used to give counties money in form of conditional grants. But now, Parliament came up with the idea of the additional revenue allocation bill. Mr. Speaker, this is in line with aspirations to enhance devolution in this country. There's a misconception that is going on in this country that National Assembly is anti-devolution. Mr. Speaker, there is no person with sane mind that can oppose devolution, because this is the only avenue that we have that takes billions of shillings to the counties and to the places where people live. Mr. Speaker, there are counties in this country today, out of the 47 counties, that will not have seen any money from national government in form of $1 billion if it was not for devolution. They never saw any money. They used to be in the budgeting system of the centralized system of governance, Mr. Speaker, and you're old enough, you know that. They used to be told, your money has been put in security to defend you people from enemies and other things, and they will never see any development money in their lives. Counties have revamped our livelihood, Mr. Speaker. I know there are a lot of shortcomings. People believe that there's a big problem in counties. There's corruption, there's malpractices. All that can be addressed separately without killing the idea of devolution, without killing the vision that the people, the framers of this constitution had in terms of making the livelihood of Kenyans better, Mr. Speaker. Many developed countries in the world, Mr. Speaker, Germany and all other countries that have developed because they implemented devolution. They devolved money from the center to where people live and where people, farm and where people stay, where people get health care, Mr. Speaker. There is no way, Mr. Speaker, a country will achieve meaningful development or change the livelihood of their people without implementing devolution. Up here, when devolution came, devolution was supposed to disperse both power and resources to the ground, Mr. Speaker. There's a debate now ongoing in the country whether enough resources have been devolved to the country, to the counties. There is debate now going on in the country whether enough functions have been devolved, Mr. Speaker. Whether some functions are still held at the national level. So we need to have a national discourse to agree as a country whether we have devolved enough functions and enough resources to the counties, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there are many things that can be done at the county level. There are many things that can be done at the county level because, Mr. Speaker, that is where the rubber meets the road. That is where, if devolution can be implemented properly, in comparison to what's happening now, Mr. Speaker, I can assure you this country will not be the same. Mr. Speaker, there is a big debate going on in the country whether the last 10 years or the last 12 years, devolution has achieved what was intended to achieve. There is a big debate. And that is acceptable because people, even national government, there's a debate whether they're doing things the right thing, whether they're doing the wrong thing. Every day, people accuse them of this, SHA is not working, this is not working, and they continue improving. They continue doing their work. They continue saying that we are going to change this. That's also what devolution is supposed to do. Things that are not working, they should be able to work. We have not created devolution to enrich certain people or to make certain people billionaires. We have created devolution, we have brought devolution to our constitution so that Kenyans can feel power and resources resides with them in their villages. That you don't need to come to Nairobi to do anything. You must be able to do everything you intend to do, whether it is healthcare, whether it's education, whether it is energy, whether it is roads, whether any kind of development, you must be able to get it at the devolved unit where you stay. Mr. Speaker, this tag that's being peddled around that National Assembly is anti-devolution cannot stand the test of time. We must stand with devolution because our own people, our constituents are part of counties. They don't live in, there is no place, there is no constituency that's not part of a county. Every constituency is a part of a county. So the people who live there, the people the governor is leading are the same people who voted for us also. So there is no way we can fight devolution. It can't be right if we are branded that we are anti-devolution. But we must also be able to oversight. If the county government is not doing their work, it's our responsibility to point it out and say that this has failed and that has failed. But I think Kenyans must now go back to the drawing board and ask themselves, how do we improve and make devolution better for the good of all of us now? How do we devolve more functions? How do we devolve more resources? And put accountability measures in place. If any county government misuses funds or misapplies funds contrary to the law, then serious action needs to be taken in accordance with the law, Mr. Speaker. That is when we are going to become a better society. And that's when we are going to benefit from the fruits of devolution, Mr. Speaker. With those few remarks, I urge my colleagues, let us support this bill, let us support this motion, let us pass this additional revenue allocation bill. So majority, a lot of the monies contained in this bill, Mr. Speaker, are not from the exchequer. A lot of the monies contained in this bill, Mr. Speaker, are from donor funds. It's donor funds from the World Bank who want to improve our slums in our counties, who want to do roads for us in the small, roads there that are the counties. Majorly, it's a donor-funded programs which contain in this bill, Mr. Speaker. So if we oppose it, we'll be literally refusing counties to access donor funding, which is not good for us. Why should we refuse if a donor fund wants to improve our healthcare in Migori or in Homa Bay? Why should we refuse if a donor fund wants to improve our roads? That is not in our place to do it. So I urge my colleagues, let's pass this bill and we will discuss devolution holistically. Where it is, where it has come from, and how we want it to go. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I second.
Honourable members, I now propose a question that the County Government's Additional Allocation Bill, Senate Bill number 1 of 2025, be now read a second time. You're on a point of order. What's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, we are a house of rules. And Mr. Speaker, the matter at hand now is a very weighty matter. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm looking at the House and I don't see that we have full quorum, Mr. Speaker. So I'm standing on standing order number 35, Mr. Speaker, to check whether we have quorum. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order, honourable members. Order, Honourable Junet. I don't know how law you people got this parliament into. When somebody rises on a point of order and raises an issue of quorum, and you have to ask the sergeant at arms to determine whether the quorum is there or not. The rules are very simple. Please, let's follow the rules. Sergeant at arms, do we have quorum or don't we? Order. We don't have a quorum. Okay, ring the quorum bell. Quorum bell. Ring the quorum bell. Well, you propose, and after proposing, you open to debate. I proposed. What's wrong with you? Yes. Do you know that enthusiasm seems to have taken the better side? Ring the, is it ringing? For 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Go and get.
Well, as you can see, the House does not have a substantive number of members present. Clearly, many seats are empty. And of course, this is one of the concerns that has been raised by one of the members, indicating that a quorum during the proceedings of the House is not present, and that the business that is being discussed, or the business that is on the floor of the House, requires enough number of members to be present, at least to be able to legislate on the matters that are on the floor. What was on the floor before that point of order regarding the lack of quorum during the proceeding of the House? Members were considering the county government's additional allocations bill. This is a bill that is originating from the Senate, Bill number 1 of 2025, a bill that is co-sponsored by the Chairperson Budget and Appropriations Committee, Honorable Sam Matandi. And actually, this afternoon, he moved this particular bill and was seconded by the leader of the minority party, Honorable Junet Mohammed. And the Speaker was about to give way for debate, for members to be able to weigh in on this particular bill. However, the lack of quorum has interrupted the proceedings of the House now, and a quorum bell of 10 minutes is currently underway. We have seen the minority leaders of both sides making their way out of the chambers, of course, to go and whip members. At this point, we believe that the members are somewhere within the precincts of Parliament, and the leadership, especially the minority leaders of both sides, that is the minority and the majority, have walked out to whip the members to make their way back into the chambers. We should be expecting to see members make their way back to the chamber. Remember, if that is not achieved, if that quorum is not raised, then the business that was on the floor of the House at the time when that hitch was realized, then that means the business will not continue, as the House will be adjourned until the next sitting. Remember, this particular business is the county government's additional allocations bill. On the Wednesday afternoon sitting, the quorum, or that particular hitch on quorum during the proceedings of the House, was also, or rather interrupted that particular business. However, this afternoon, the Chairperson Budget and Appropriations Committee has managed to at least begin debate. This is a bill that is at its second reading stage, and members are expected to begin debate on it. The mover has moved and has been seconded, and members are expected to ventilate on it. This is a bill that you will recall last year failed to sail through owing to matters regarding the RMLF fund. However, this time the Senate, you will remember, that did away with this particular fund. And also we have heard from the Chairperson Budget and Appropriations Committee indicating that that particular fund is also not in this particular bill. So as they consider this bill, then they have in mind that that particular fund, which is a matter currently in court, is not part of this bill, and therefore members should consider this bill and also pass it. The funds in this particular bill are funds that mostly are coming from donors, funds that are expected to put in motion various projects in various counties. These monies, as indicated, are not coming from the exchequer, but mostly a lot of the monies in this particular bill is coming from donor funds. We have had the two speakers who have already made their contributions on this bill, urging the House to allow this bill sail through to be able to go and help various projects, including the payment of community health promoters, and also assist in a number of projects that the county governments or the devolved units have actually benefited a lot from. Last year, this particular bill did not sail through, and therefore the funds did not reach the county governments. However, this time round, once this particular bill sails through, remember the Senate already considered it and passed it, and now it is the turn for the National Assembly to also consider it. Matters have been raised on the progress of devolution, with the leader of the minority party indicating that, or categorically indicating that the National Assembly is not in any way anti-devolution. However, raising concerns over some of the cases that have come from the county governments in terms of usage of resources. But all in all, the bill will assist a number of projects that have maybe stalled owing to the delay of this particular additional allocations that are meant to enable various projects that are donor funded continue. So this is the business that was currently on the floor before the quorum hitch. Currently, what you're seeing on your screens is that business has been interrupted owing to the quorum hitch, and therefore a quorum bell is on. The quorum bell is just to alert members who maybe are still within the precincts of Parliament, at least to make their way back to the chambers. We have just seen that the whips made their way back to the chambers. However, we did not see more members come back with them. So we are hoping that that quorum will be achieved, because if it isn't, then as provided for in the standing orders at the lapse of... All right, let's listen in.
Honorable members, The time being 5:26 p.m. This House stands adjourned until Tuesday, the 22nd of April, the year 2025, at 2:30 p.m.
Father, you will conceive and give birth to a son, and you will call his name Jesus.
The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has chosen me to bring good news to the poor.
Not my will, however yours.
I understand that many have already hailed him as king.
Is it with a kiss that you betray the Son of Man?
Then take this cup from me. Not my will, however yours. Yours be done.
Are you the king of the Jews?